Look at this. Alrighty. It's party time. Oh, I'm setting up my YouTube live right now. Hang tight. Ooh, look at this. Look at this. It's happening. It's happening. Oh yeah, so we're live. Hi everybody. Oh, that was awkward. So it's 2024 and it's been a couple months already. It's well into March now, and I just wanted to get on a live because I just wanted to kind of give you context about where I'm at in life for those who are interested, and yeah, kind of process my thoughts as I'm saying them out loud as well. Because as a creative entrepreneur, I think this journey of opening, taking up a look at what happens behind the scenes as you develop business and as you develop yourself is really important. And I feel like um, there's been side conversations about needing more mentors and leaders in the community. And I think leaders and mentors in the arts and dance community in general, um, those people are going to be the people that are willing to share and willing to open up and willing to serve and provide as many resources as possible. And so that's, what I want to do as an older, a mature dancer. I hate that word. But anyways, so 2024 has been a crazy year already, but I have a lot of exciting things that have happened already. So creatively and in business, I have helped produce Mount Dora Movement Festival, which happens in Mount Dora, Florida. It was an amazing time. I had so many amazing revelations. Usually when you're in producer mode and like organizer mode, like you just kind of are behind the scenes, but I got to really be involved with the process, and I actually performed. I actually battled, which was awesome. And I got to like semifinals, which is like has never happened before in my life. So it was a really awesome experience, and just for learning from amazing creatives like Mr. Chris and Archie Burnett, and like getting their insights and knowledge downloaded into my brain was so priceless. And also just being able to connect with other dancers that showed up. We had such an array of international dancers and national dancers, and it was such a beautiful mix. And so I guess I'll shamelessly plug this, but next year it's happening again at Mount Dora Movement Festival in Mount Dora, Florida. It'll be at the end of January next year, but please be on the lookout for that because it's just a transformational event. So for dancers who are really interested in doing something different and having some time for themselves while connecting with other dancers and also still having a ton of fun through battles and workshops and whatnot, I definitely recommend. Ooh, and I totally paused for a hot second. Sorry about that. But also in other personal news, we've been kind of out of house for a bit because our bathrooms were being remodeled from blackwater damage. So basically my son decided to throw something down the toilet and he made things flood with sewage water. And so we were kind of like bouncing around different Airbnbs, super disruptive stuff, to the daily things of life. But now we're back at home, although we're kind of in a construction. Oh, you can't see it, but we're kind of in a construction zone still. Half of our bathroom is working in one bathroom and the half is working in the other, all this stuff. But anyways, that's life, right? You kind of roll with the punches. But I didn't mean to like tell you about everything in my life that's happening, but I wanted to give you a context of what's happening because everything is relevant still, But mostly I wanted to get on here and kind of just talk about what's coming down the pike for me as, mindset business coach, for the services that I offer, for how I want to continue being a leader in the community, how I want to continue paving the way for others. So there's two different things that are coming up that I'm super excited about. there's tons more, but I'll just talk about two right now. So currently I'm working with, I'm part of the Leadership Arts Institute with the North Texas Business Council for the Arts. And as a cohort, we are working on this amazing, amazing seminar, half day seminar. It is called Art Boost Dallas 2024. Clearly it's in Dallas. So if you're Dallas based, then this is an event to come to if you're an artist. But basically it's a half day seminar full of speakers, panelists, different kind of workshopy vibes, roundtable discussions where speakers and specialists will come and share knowledge. All right. So it's really to help artists really fine tune their entrepreneurship skills and knowledge and business skills and knowledge. And business skills and knowledge and entrepreneurship is not something that really artists invest their time and energy in because they're kind of too busy focusing on their artist self, which is fine. But at the same time, like if you're trying to make a career out of your art, you kind of need those hard skills. So this is what the seminar is. It's going to be hosted at SMU, so Southern Methodist University, and it's on June 1st. Southern Methodist University. That was really hard to say. Anyways, so if you're in the Dallas area as an artist, a creative from visual arts to performing arts, please come get that head knowledge, get those skills, network with other like-minded artists. I even hate using the word networking because it feels so sticky, but really it's just about connecting with other people, having conversations. So come converse with other like-minded artists. And then the other thing that I am super excited about is the continuing work that I'm doing as a mindset and business coach, trying to create offers and services to help support the greater community, the arts community. And so I'm currently working with my business partner, who is Lindsay Kirkendall. She actually was my own business coach for two different times in my life. And so now we're working together because we've realized that we have so many synergies, not just in our personal lives and business lives, but also just in the direction that we want to go in and what kind of work we want to do as far as the impact that we want to make and how we want to show up for ourselves and for others. And so we got some really exciting offers coming down the line as far as retreats, also some coaching opportunities. You get to have both of us at once. And really the concept though with coaching, like a lot of people, all right, let me back up. So a lot of artists who are awakened to the fact that they're entrepreneurs and they're like, okay, now what do I do? How do I optimize this career path? Even if you're not awakened to being an entrepreneur as an artist or a dancer, you're still thinking about how do I make this sustainable for myself? Meaning, how do I make money from it? Right. And so we get to this point where we start looking at everybody else like, okay, well, if this is a career path, then what's the steps that I need to take to get to this spot? Right. And what does success look like? Okay, well, let's look around for that. What is that definition? And usually success is for a dancer, like, oh, you're like backup dancing for an amazing pop artist, or maybe you like land a spot in a dance company, or maybe you started your own company, or you open a studio and you teach, right? That's a success too. Or other things are like you are a choreographer and so your work is being shown and all this stuff, right? So you're busy with those things. And so we're thinking about all of these things because those are the standards that we kind of see. But at the same time, as artists, because that's who we truly are as dancers, like we're artists first, we really need to kind of recalibrate and really get in touch with ourselves as far as what the heck we want to do. Because if we're always looking at everything else around us and being like, oh, this is what we're supposed to be doing, then we're always going to be compromising on our values and our visions. And that's going to feel icky in the long run and not sustainable because that ickiness, that misalignment is always going to manifest in some way, whether it be stress, ADHD, right? That's a conversation that Lindsay and I will have soon. Like maybe ADHD is just something that everybody has because we're all kind of just walking around feeling like we have to do something, but really want to do something else. And so that conflict is causing stress. So I don't know, but we'll talk about that more later. But basically, what I've realized is that for artists, it's really important for us to first connect with ourselves But to be able to connect with ourselves, we need space. Like we literally need space. And I mean like figuratively and literally and in all of the ways. And that was something that was illuminated to me when I was recently talking to a dancer group, Mindset to Move. Kaylee, if you're watching, um, a beautiful cohort of dancers that are trying to be, really developing their artistic practice, but also developing their business skills and acumen around their dance. And so when I was talking to them, I realized, as I was asking them questions and leading them through different discussions and different exercises, one of the most potent ones was just the fact that I let them free write for like 3 to 4 minutes. I basically asked them like, what does your ideal day look like? Or if the prompt of like, what are your goals and dreams, suits better, whatever prompt, just choose that as a starting off point and then free write for 3 to 4 minutes. And it was crazy because there was such a dynamic energy shift where people were like all of a sudden taking the time to listen to themselves, which is crazy because like obviously we're capable of doing that, but in the terms of like what you're supposed to do with your life or what you're supposed to do with your art or what next step to take, like just having that time and space to be able to free write and to tap into kind of our subconscious, which is again most of our existence. Our subconscious is like what, 80-90% of how we actually show up in the world. So if we're not listening to that and we're not tapping into that and not choosing to listen to like all the voices or like what we see as external like success metrics or whatever, like again, there's always going to be that misalignment. So what I learned from that session of leading the girls through this work was like, whoa, it seems so simple but also so hard. Space is really what artists need to be able to quiet everything down and connect with themselves and figure out what they really want to do. And like once that foundation is set, then things get a little bit easier as far as like, okay, well, this is really what I want to do, and trying to really unpeel any sort of programming or any sort of subconscious beliefs, right? And just being like coming from this point of like origin where you're like, okay, I really want to impact children because I was traumatized as a child. So I want to, be their nurturing mentor that pulls them out of themselves when they feel like they need to be small or something like that, right? So there's like, it's a healing kind of way. And that's what I want to do. So then you start doing research within yourself and outside to see like how can I make something happen. And it is a trial and error process. Like most of the time your first iteration of whatever you're thinking about is not going to be successful and it's not going to be exactly what you think, but that's also the joy of entrepreneurship and our life, because life is a journey, right? Not a destination. So I say all that because I also want to talk about, where I'm at in my own business. So, I mean, I started this business of mine under the Pine Tree LLC. That's my, registered as Secretary of State entity. But obviously, you all know me as Emmy or Emmy Lou because that's kind of, I am the face of my business because I am my business. But at the same time, I've been developing, how I want to show up as a business and how I want to continue building my products and services, but also knowing that I am an artist. And so I have different ways of showing up all the time. So besides, creating spaces around entrepreneurship and empowerment, like I'm also in the wellness space too, where I'm leading workshops and leading wellness workshops and leading and speaking also about wellness and culture. Honestly, I love culture. I love hip hop. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but I love that. And I love being a voice for dancers in spaces that they have never been there. Like I'm finding myself mostly in spaces recently where I am like the only artist. And it's awesome because I'm like, wait, first of all, we deserve to be in these spaces of like high rollers, like fund managers, bankers, real estate agents, all that stuff, because we have impact on the community just as much as all of these people that hold funds, right? But we're not entering those spaces and I'm not sure why, but that's a different conversation. But anyway, so I wanted to say that space, I'm actively trying to create more space in my life by saying no to more things, by giving myself permission to really tap into who I want to be and to feel myself like literally like being like, okay, like How am I feeling today? Where am I at? Where am I holding tension? Like just those little things that people don't stop and notice because of just the bombardment of stimulus every single day. Even this video is probably stimulating to you, but hopefully there's an intention behind this that's giving you the permission to take time to like literally like just go back to the basics where it's just like turn everything off, walk away from everything, go outside nature, take your shoes off, touch the ground, look up at the sky, look at the clouds, see what shapes you see how that feels in your body, right? And like it's counter to what you think is productive. But like when I'm talking about business skills in the work that I do, as far as consulting with dancers and artists, I'm like, you need that. You need that shit because like you need to you need to center yourself because if your business isn't about you and what you value, then it's never gonna ever gonna feel successful or ever gonna feel good. And so it's counter, right? To be like, oh yeah, tapping into myself and daydreaming and allowing myself space and time to like indulge myself and listen to myself is actually a business skill. It's actually a business skill. Space with embodiment is actually a business skill. So let that be said. Hashtag that ish. And I think that's where I'm going to end it. So, anyways, looking forward to continuing these lives. I'm going to try to do them every other Wednesday. So, in 2 weeks, I'll do another live. And I really do want it to eventually develop into a space where you guys can come to me, you guys can talk to me, send me questions, etc., etc. So I'll be plugging it in a way that you guys know it's coming up so that you can prepare your questions accordingly. But I'm here for you. I want to support you and I'm open to sharing my journey and I'm excited. So please, let's go. I need to turn this up. Let's see here. Oh,